Welcome to our executive interview series at FedTalks presented by FedScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash and we're here with Sean Cox, Director for Law Enforcement with GDIT. Sean recently retired as the Special Agent in charge of Senior Executive Service with the FBI after serving 22 years and was conferred the Presidential Rank Award of Meritus Executive for his service. Sean, thank you so much for joining us today.
Wyatt, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Sure. Well, I'd like to start by asking, where are you seeing the use of AI being applied within agencies to make a material difference to their missions?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. When you think of law enforcement agencies and government as a whole, right, there's such an enormous amount of data that they have to go through on a daily basis to execute their mission. And I would say the first thing is, for me with AI, had I had that in the FBI, right, that would have really helped us to execute that mission, to get out there, answer the questions, and stay ahead of the threat. And that's one of the things that the FBI talks about, right? We are more than 2 decades removed now from 9/11, right? And at that time, with all government agencies, and especially in the FBI when I was there was real push to be more proactive rather than reactive, right? How do we safeguard and secure our country? And in fact, today, in the vision statement of the FBI, it still is ahead of the threat, right? That's one of the factors. But to do that, you have to leverage technology, right? We have to leverage technology. And if we can leverage AI, that would save on time, that would save on resources. It would allow you to make decisions, like really critical decisions, in a timely and efficient manner. So I believe that right now we're at that time, we're looking how do you integrate AI into all the infrastructure so that they can look at all their data. Right now with that large amount of data that's out there for the government, everybody talks about looking at everything in a single pane of glass. In my 20 plus years in the organization, that's what we always talked about, right? If we can see things in a single pane of glass rather than have to go from one system to another system to another system to another system to find that key piece of information we're looking for, right? That would be wonderful. We haven't done that yet. So AI would give them the ability to do that. Now, of course, you still need the human element, that subject matter expert, to look at that information, to make sure that it makes sense and that we're doing the right thing in the right way.
And then next, in what other areas are you seeing emerging technology more broadly innovating mission delivery for agencies?
Well, I tell you, growing up as a kid in the 80s, right, we were on that technological wave of innovation. We've got to live through it. But more importantly, I think right now there's that exponential accelerated growth in technology. And as that's occurring, right, especially for law enforcement agencies, they've been outpaced. Things have gone by far too quickly. And they still have all that data, like we talked about before, that they have to look at, right? So when we think about that with those law enforcement agencies, they're trying to solve that problem. And I would caution, you don't want technology for technology's sake, right? You don't want to just put a piece of technology into place because you think, well, this will answer it. Rather, they really need to be cautious, look at the technology, be agile in the approach. And I would say when it comes to emerging tech, identify organic emerging tech, right? Tech that is going to grow with you, that will allow you to execute and be successful in your mission of protecting the American people, protecting the citizens you serve in your state and local communities. And that's a key area for GDIT. That's one of the things that really excites me about GDIT, right? They have an entire group called Digital Accelerators. So they took all the information from different agencies and they looked across the chasm that's out there and said, here's what people need. And we're going to go out there and we're going to develop it. So whether it's zero trust architecture, they have a phenomenal zero trust architecture, multi-hybrid clouds, 5G, AI, geospatial intelligence, defensive cyber capabilities, that has all been developed in furtherance of those missions. So I think the big part right now is having those conversations with those law enforcement customers. And for me, that's where I got excited about joining GDIT, because I served in law enforcement my entire adult life. I started out at a sheriff's department, then I became an FBI agent. So I've been in service of people ever since I was a young man. And I loved it. I loved everything I did every day. But now I get to go back to the men and women that I care about and tell them, hey, the technology we dreamed about, the things that we wanted, it's there. GDIT has it. And you need to come see what's out there so that you guys can help be successful in your missions.
Well, Sean Cox, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your time here at FedTalks to share some of your insights about the use of AI and emerging technologies.
Well, Wyatt, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.